Well, we are still tracking a little bit of that wintry weather, although things are much quieter than they were just a couple of hours ago. We've got the back edge, this band of just probably some light flurries, light sleet mixed with some light rain and sprinkles across northwest Alabama. But we do have one band of what is probably some heavier snowfall, at least some moderate flakes mixing in across northern Jackson County, where you're seeing these brighter yellows and the oranges in there, stretching from Bridgeport to High Top. Now, this is tracking pretty much due south and east, so heads up Stevenson, headed towards Higdon as well. Likely going to see some of the heavier snowfall, but again, moderate. And as far as the temperatures go with this, I do want to talk a little bit more about those temperatures across the higher elevations. While most of us are above freezing, notice around High Top, temperatures are right at freezing. So with that heavier band of snow, could see a little bit of accumulations, could see some icy patches in the next couple, about a half hour or so with the band of that heavier snow. But elsewhere, temperatures are above freezing. Mentone right now at 33, Gurley 35, Gunnersville currently at 35 as well. Same story along into the west of I-65 where things are starting to quiet down a little bit. 35 in Florence, Russellville 35, Moulton 36, and Coleman currently at the freezing mark as well at 32 degrees. So those of you in northeast Alabama where that winter weather advisory continues, that's where our primary focus is for that evening commute for some of those icy patches, especially northern Madison County. Those of you in southern Middle Tennessee and where we're seeing that heavier band of snow across northern Jackson County, tracking to the south. So winter weather advisory continues until 6 o'clock this evening when that winter weather is expected to pretty quickly taper off, and the cloud cover is going to go with it. With clearing skies and that leftover moisture, likely going to see a little bit of patchy fog develop. The wind is also not going to pick up. Normally with this type of system, we're talking about a gusty wind developing. Not the case tonight. Winds will be fairly light, so that's really not going to help dry the roadways at all. And those temperatures, they're going to be falling into the upper 20s tonight. So we could be talking about a little bit of icing during the overnight as well, with any residual moisture refreezing, also with that patchy fog. As far as your hour-by-hour forecast goes, by 8 o'clock, we are expected to see those temperatures dropping to freezing, but by then, all of the precipitation will be coming to an end. Temperatures in the upper 20s already by midnight, and that's when we'll start to see the cloud cover decrease, and that's when that patchy fog will likely develop as well. So while our focus may not be on the evening commute, again, drive slowly if you're headed out in the next couple of hours, especially with roadways just being damp. Our focus is really going to be tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the upper 20s. By 9 o'clock, we will be above the freezing mark, but again, patchy freezing fog and probably some icy patches with the residual moisture as well. But I do want to show you the time lapse of all this. Really, things are really quickly winding down. The back edge of that cloud cover already pretty quickly nearing the area, so things are looking much quieter. But again, we'll have to keep a focus on any residual moisture refreezing for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, maybe a few clouds still hanging around, but overall looking at sunshine, and we'll be above freezing by around 9 o'clock in the morning. High temperatures on their way to around 50 degrees, and your weekend forecast is looking pretty nice. We'll finally be in the 50s. A few showers on Sunday. More on that in the next half hour.